Hola, amiga. Welcome to the Latina Leadership Podcast, a podcast by Latinas for all women. Get ready because today's conversation is really special.
Hola, and welcome to another episode of the Latina Leadership Podcast. I am your host, Angelica Casares, and today we're in Harlingen. Okay, pronounce it for me. Harlingen, Texas. Sitting here as my guest is Paulina, doctora Paulina
Sosa Quintanilla. So, as mentioned, my name is Dr. Paulina Sosa Quintanilla. It's a mouthful. But I'm grateful. I've been on quite a journey professionally and personally. And so first I'll say that, faith has been a big part of the journey that I'm on professionally. The doctor part, I'm still getting used to that because that's fairly new as of last May. With a doctorate in public health informatics from Hopkins. And again, that's a huge testimony to the way God kind of pivots our journeys along the way. But of course, just the fact that, I've been given the honor and the opportunity to start a nonprofit that is focused on celebrating the Latino voices in our community, but also to showcase the importance of health priorities in our community. And so we started during COVID, as I'm sure many organizations and businesses. And the reason for it was because, during the onset of COVID, I was still living in DC at the time, and just noticing that Latino priorities were, not a priority. And thinking about, how do we communicate with our communities? How do we make sure that information's, being spoken in the right dialect, the right language? So all of that was the catalyst to start Latinx Voices and the journey we have been on. We've also been on a similar tour. We did a national tour from San Juan, Puerto Rico, through Miami, Florida, all the way through Texas, all the way through California. And that's really what's brought us to where we are today. So while we are based here in the Rio Grande Valley, we are national as well. We have over 400 partners that we work with, all to tackle and discuss the priorities for our community.
Where I want to start first is where it's with the nonprofit. When you talk about doing this nonprofit, what was it exactly, or what was the moment that you said, okay, this is what's needed, and this is what I feel I need to do?
Okay. I'll give the shorter version of that.
Yeah, I got time.
Because I feel like it really happened over the span of a few years. And I'll just make a very small mention of my cultural identity. I'm from Brownsville, Texas, so I'm from a border community. But growing up on the border, you're juggling two different cultures. You're juggling the Mexican culture, you're juggling the American culture. And so just even before the nonprofit was an idea in my head, I realized that, struggling with embracing my Latinidad was a really big struggle that not only I dealt with. And part of that was because, the language, but also really like trying to understand my history. So at the time, I was like, I wish there was a space where people could come to talk about their story in embracing their Latinidad. And that was maybe a couple years before COVID hit. So originally, the idea started as what was supposed to be culture focused. And then COVID hit, and like I said, I was in DC at the time, working in a great association. I won't say out loud, but it was a public health association, and realizing not only through that association, but through others that colleagues were working in, that there was really only one or two Latinos in those organizations. I was one of the token Latinas in mine. And when I brought up the importance of having, Spanish materials, they were like, great, you should do it. And, this is a common issue across the board. I talked with so many partners and colleagues that have dealt with it. Maybe yourself, maybe others have, been put on the spot to do the translation. And while, yes, we always want to jump in to help and to make things available for our community, there's time and there's a whole bunch of things that go into that. So it was that moment when I realized, okay, the needs of Latino communities are not really the focus right now in this organization. How can I step out and do this work on my own time with other people that feel like this is just as important and get this going. And so, boom, that's kind of how what started at the time. The very small volunteer group began, and then that's what grew into what we now know as Latinx Voices.
How are you making it cohesive, and how does that translate into, we need representation in health? Do we need representation in health in terms of like the education part of it, or people advocacy part of policy side of things? Are we talking about when you give kind of like these lectures or these places that you go and listen or hear, and what is it exactly that the focus is, and where is that at? Like if I was coming in, walking in, and I'm partaking in it, what will I like walk away with?
Let me tackle the first half of your question. Okay. So, how is health and representation tied? So as mentioned, at the beginning we saw that, okay, our communities are now represented at the decision tables. That's correct. Why Latino health priorities were not a priority. And so we decided to force ourselves to be at the table. We pulled up our own chair to sit at that table, to be a part of the decision making. And, so decision making, it comes in a lot of forms, right? So there's policy. Policy can be very slow moving. So, okay. Yeah. So while we know that policy is one lane, there's also funding, which can also be slow moving depending where you're getting funding. But then there's also programmatic, which can be a little faster and can be a little more direct. Okay. So the lane we look at is more programmatic. And so let's say, just as an example, there's an organization on the ground that puts together programs for families. Okay, are we making sure that the community that they serve includes Latinos? Okay. And are we also ensuring that those Latino voices have a voice when they design the programs? And so, and I think that's kind of where, fast forwarding to what you just mentioned, the programs that we put together, the teaching that we do for the partners we work with, how do we make sure that we are all equipped with the tools to make sure that the communities we serve, that we care about, that we represent, are also able to give them a platform. And so giving them a platform means, hey, look, we're going to listen to the needs that you have, because maybe our idea of what your need is not correct, or maybe we're not going about it the right way. So how do we make sure that your voice is also represented? So that's one way that we tackle that. And then, of course, just making sure that, I think it's important to say this from the get-go, that the Latino community is not a monolith, right? It's not just Mexican, it's not just Dominican, it's not just Puerto Rican, right? Like we have so much diversity, which is part of the beauty of our community. Yes. But also, how do we make sure that as we're serving different communities, we're serving them in the way that makes sense for that community? And so in our tour, the national tour that I mentioned, we had the opportunity to go back up to Health and Human Services and say, yes, we did those vaccine pop-ups to help educate, but, and this was really important, I think, I don't know if they thought so, but we thought so. But we also used it as an opportunity to hear stories from all 26 cities, directly from families, from partners, to say, hey, HHS, this is how Latino communities is not a monolith. This is how we can still serve our community while also respecting the unique and beautiful differences between all of them. Okay. So it's a very loaded response to your question.
Well, that's a difficult, because yes, we're not all, you're right, we're not all a monolith, right? And this is definitely for a different conversation and discussion, right? Because it's hard. It's completely loaded with a lot of nuances.
Right, absolutely.
And it has a lot of cultural nuances.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Porque I can even tell you, the Mexican living in Texas is completely different than the Cuban living in Miami, than the Puerto Rican living in the Bronx.
Absolutely, yes.
And then it becomes, and it's very regional. Certain regions go live like in Chicago, and they're from like Sinaloa. This is just an example, right? And those who are in Texas kind of tend to live in the border towns, from like Monterrey and up. They're like northern Mexico, right? And like everything else is like they might travel a little bit further. So even within that, there's still so many cultural nuances, and it's a hard conversation to have.
Absolutely.
So congratulations on the bravery to try to have it, because I find myself in very difficult conversations, because the way things happen in their countries wasn't necessarily what happened to the northern Mexicans here in Texas.
Right.
Are those who've experienced and who live by the rule of Puerto Rico aren't going to kind of maybe see. We know we are differentiated, right? We know that. And it's hard because even Spanish like Spanish language like TV is hard.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Very different.
And I'm like, Sábado Gigante was cool and all, but and then you realize that there was not preference, but there was a differentiation. And then came the classes to things.
Right.
Then came the and we hear them sometimes in modern, like, as kind of like the joke buds. Well, anyway, like I said, it's a whole different conversation.
It is. Absolutely.
It's a whole other discussion within itself, right? But what I'm saying is that it's a hard topic and conversation to tackle. So when you're going to the National Health Organization, on a national level, and like, okay, this is the kind of conversations that we're going to have, and this is how you can approach them. Do you feel like you gained insight?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Okay. So the insight that we gained was that, I don't think it's anything new.
Yeah.
And I think, whoever's listening will agree that at the end of the day, the best way to bring information, education, to introduce any new interventions in a community, in a city, whether it's health related, education, even economic development, the best way to make sure that families are interested to hear what you have to say is to bring a trusted messenger from the community. Okay. It is not going to be from us. It's not going to be from a national association or from a federal agency. It may not even be from the local health department. It may be the promotoras de salud. And I'm going to take a moment to shout out our community health workers, because they, in many ways, are the reason why we can get information into the community, into the families that we serve. And, they did so much during COVID. They did so much before COVID, during, and they continue to do so much hard work now. And so for that reason, we partner with them, and we partner with trusted messengers. And many times your trusted messengers are not even health. Yeah. So maybe it's your artist, maybe it's the small business or the tiendita in the corner.
Where's my phone? Because I'm taking notes. Where is my phone? Because I like that. It's your trusted messengers within your community.
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
But I love that.
Yes. And that's the power. That's where the power comes from. Where it's not just us saying, hey, boss, we have all this information.
Because we don't know everything.
How do we work together?
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the biggest collateral benefits from COVID, from such a crazy, chaotic time as a COVID emergency, was the power of non-traditional partnerships. And unfortunately, we're seeing a slight decline in that now that we're back to normal. But are we? How do we make sure that we keep these lessons learned and we keep them moving forward? Because we still have a ton of things to tackle. And so bridging the gap, as our brochure says, where our big tagline is bridging health and culture. Culture plays such a big role in our perspective to health. Just thinking of like my in-laws and thinking of, families that we talk to and that we work with. Culture plays a big role in what we eat, and how we are physically active outside, and the type of family activities we participate in. Culture plays such a big role. So how do we make sure that we're talking with the people that they trust, and then we're talking with the families, right? And many times families are left out of these conversations, but you know what? Families are the ones that should be a part of those conversations too. So it's just making that decision-making table a little bigger to fit these voices that maybe are not normally a part of health decisions, and we're all at the same table to make decisions moving forward.
My mind cannot stop thinking, because my mind is just like firing off right now, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, and I want to speak this out loud, because I think it's you said a lot of things quite important, but how do we get people who aren't part of of this kind of, I feel like, little revolution that's happening with among us. How do we get people to care about our cultural nuances?
Yes. So I think, it comes back, I think, to the end of the day, what we're doing now, right? This idea of storytelling and the importance behind giving people a voice. And so, I think there's one thing that everybody, no matter who you're talking to, at least for the most part, I'd like to think 98%, we all care about one thing, and that is we care about our loved ones. We care about making sure that our loved ones are safe, are healthy. We can agree on that. And we all have different ways of making that possible, making that happen. All of us also have a childhood. All of us can remember when our grandma or parents or, whoever raised us, they raised us on this type of food or on these type of activities. So even if they weren't Latino, we're all coming in with some similar experiences.
Yes.
So first, it's bringing us on the same page. Okay, we're all here to do one thing, to make sure our loved ones are healthy, make sure our loved ones live a good and healthy life, right? And then from there, we open up this opportunity for sharing, right? Unfortunately, something like this takes time, right? And that's actually something we talk about in some of our workshops. This idea of building trust and building connection. It doesn't happen overnight. I wish it did, but it doesn't, right? But that's, I think, really where connection with trusted messengers from the community make a big difference, because that opens a pathway to move forward in that, and I think people can read intentions. People can read, like, are you here because you really care, or are you here just because you need to get your numbers?
You're trying to, or you're just trying to create a fight. Like, the intention that you're showing up with. That's really good. Again, I love this conversation, and I can go down many paths because over a decade of personal experience, freaking lifetime of experience, right? But over a decade of working within the space of that experience, I love to have these conversations because it truly does matter. Thank you. Thank you for giving me surviving information for me to be able to take back home and really think about it deep down, because I have my own personal issues with it. So we'll carry on. Okay, so the second thing that I told you that I know it sounds very important to you is education. Why did you pursue continuing your education? And a lot of the times, here's the thing. A lot of the time, I notice a lot of people don't like to tell me it's because I wanted to see if I could do it. I wanted to prove myself wrong. Like, I knew I had the tenacity, and I wanted to show myself that I could. Yes. What was your reason?
Ooh, okay. So not to give the full backstory, I think part of it was that. Part of it was absolutely, can I do it? But I think a big part of it was actually my mom. I may give my mom a shout out, because my mom always told me since I was in middle school, education. And so for the longest time, I was going to be a lawyer. That was the goal. And then God redirected me into public health. And I remember when I applied for my doctorate, I was like, okay, Lord, I'm applying to one school, one school only. If I get into this school, okay, then I know that you want me on this path. If not, pues, está bueno.
Está bien.
And I got into the school. No, hombre. So I still am so surprised.
Te dice algo, you got to do it. If God says this is the path, girl, you better take it.
So I took it, and it took 7 years. It took 7 years, but gracias a Dios que, here we are. It was a long process. You can ask my husband. It didn't happen alone. But it was a big honor, and be able to say doctora in
Paulina,
in our
well
community.
Deserved.
Thank you,
Doctora
so
Paulina.
much.
It was really well deserved.
Thank you.
Okay, so I do want to shout out. If I was to look for you, where can I find you? Like on LinkedIn or Instagram? And then if I want to participate in the nonprofit, where can I find you?
Yeah, great question. So we are everywhere. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. So it's at LTX Voces. And then we, of course, have our website. So website is latinxvoices.org. And we also do have our LinkedIn. We're starting up the LinkedIn, but you can also contact me directly at my email. So psosa@latinxvoices.org. And, we're always open for collaboration.
Perfect.
Would love to see how we can continue to partner. That's what we're about. Okay. We're about working together.
Perfect. Bueno, Paulina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have Rosalba with
Hi.
us, and she's going to tell us her story.
Hi everyone, Rosalba Diaz from The Collectress. I have a booth at the Harlingen Bazaar, booth number 14, and I do Hello Kitty, obviously. We do the traditional red and white, we do the pink, so I'm a pink girl, definitely. Hello Kitty and Friends is my vibe. I do have some beautiful little collections of purses as well. Lots of beautiful replicas, because who wants to pay that kind of price, right? Just saying.
I love that. How did you get started? How long have you been in business?
So I started in December. I
Okay.
actually am semi-retired, and I was bored. I figured, okay, this is the time to do things I like. I like
I
Hello
love
Kitty.
that.
So there it is.
Yeah, so it doesn't even feel like work,
It
right?
does
'Cause
not.
You love
I-
it so much.
I have a great little vibe. I hope you have a chance to come by
Yes,
and look at
we're
my
definitely. We're going to go stop
booth, because it's really tiny, but it's full of so much impact of the colors, obviously, of the rainbow. That you have pinks and purples and blues, because we have Hello Kitty and Friends, and it's kaleidoscope of colors, and the energy is the same. So the energy is always happy, good vibes, wellness, encouragement, because we all get depleted, so we need a little zhuzh. So I'm that little spot.
Yeah. Is this your first business?
I actually was in the aesthetic business in the past,
Okay.
and makeup and artistry, and a lot of creative directing, and just coming up with concepts of color and images. So I love, for example,
I
these
know, yeah.
items here. So I wanted to do my version of it with using Hello Kitty as my launching pad, I guess.
Yeah, so December. So that's new. That's
Very new,
This is
very new.
So come out, support small
Please.
business. It's so important.
Thank you, yes.
But what has been like the biggest challenge, would you say, you've had?
I think the biggest challenge, I'm going to be completely transparent and
Please.
just clear.
It's a safe space.
Yes, a lot of people come in with the misconception that the bazaar is either a flea market or a museum. And that doesn't help us because they think we're selling things that are used. Yes, we have pre-loved items, but very few. It's not our forte.
Right.
Everything is new. We buy it in very much lower price so that we can give that lower price to the customer. So we tend to have really good prices compared to the original store, which is nice. Number one. Number two, it's used as a museum and to cool off. So people come in just to cool off, walk around, spend an hour, and don't buy anything. And that's very sad for the ones who didn't make a sale that day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It comes down to the nitty gritty, the horrible dollar, but we need that dollar to pay rent.
Yeah, no, I understand. So what would you say to someone that wants to get started? Like, any advice?
Oh my God, it's so much fun to start. The way I started is one of the vendors there invited me when I told her, hey, I have a lot of things that I want to sell, but I don't know where to start. And she's like, rent a booth, duh.
Yeah.
I didn't know you can rent it by the day. I was like,
Oh.
what? No commitment? Yes, that's me. So we
I
did
kind
it
of
one
love
time.
that. I've never heard of that.
It's amazing. It's a tiny little spot. It's the size you want. I believe I paid $20. I got a Saturday, and you get Sunday for free.
That's so cool.
Came in, brought my stuff, tested it out. It was ballistic. I sold so much that day. I literally made rent. I was like,
crazy.
whoa, I think I
You're
love
like,
this.
this is, yeah.
This is the spot.
This is nice, yeah.
The good thing, too, I had a very good omen, is when I walked into the spot they offered, it was already pink and black. So I'm like,
Yeah,
yay.
that was a sign.
Thank you. Exactly. So I think renting it for one day and testing it out, you're going to notice the community there is fantastic, very supportive. We all kind of back each other up. We got to go to lunch. Okay, I'll watch your store. Oh, I've made a sale. Here's your money.
Yeah, I actually bought something and someone was covering. I was like,
Right?
woohoo.
Thank
yeah,
you.
and she helped me out. So yeah, very cool
Where else do
idea.
you see that?
I know.
There's no
you
place
don't.
like that.
Yeah.
So I
you
find
don't.
that amazing. And the community is the one that sold me.
Yeah, yeah,
Very much so.
cool. Well, do you know what are the hours?
So right now, today's our Monday. So we're Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
Thursday through Saturday is 10 to 7 generally, unless we have sundown, which is this Saturday. We'll be there till 10. So it's 10 to 10 this Saturdays for sundown. And Sundays is a little more relaxed. It's noon to 5.
Okay.
And then we're off closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. So, Harlingen Bazaar, it's a lot of small businesses, tons of stuff to check out. I
Very
already
much.
bought some stuff, but I told Angelica we're going back.
fun.
But so nice to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you so much for the time.
And yeah, so support small business. It's so important. So
Please
nice
do.
to meet you.
Likewise. See you guys soon. Take care.
My name is Paulina and my business is an antique. It's called Three Birds of a Feather and Crystals Together. It's a combination of antique merchandise, crystals, and I also do a lot of sewing. I also sew decals on jeans and handbags. I also utilize paint.
Yeah, and you were telling me a little bit about the name and what it means. Can you tell us again?
Okay, there's a store in Tomball, Texas called Birds of a Feather, and that's my cousin. And we also opened one here in Harlingen. It's called Three Birds of a Feather, which was my cousin, my sister, and myself. It was the three birds were us, and the feather is our granddaddy.
Yeah, I think that's so beautiful. How long have you been in business?
Off and on since 2017.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about it?
You get to meet a lot of different individuals. You make a lot of friends.
Because you're coming on a decade.
Right. And a lot of our customers, we have return customers. So therefore, you get to meet a lot of different people of different cultures and, different backgrounds.
What made you to, start a business, be an entrepreneur? Because it's not easy.
No, it's not easy, but I enjoy it. I love to sew. I love to create. So that's basically how I started. And then I incorporated the antique merchandise and everything else that comes with it. I do a lot of shabby chic items as well.
If you could give someone wanting to start a business any advice, what would you say?
Go. If it's in your heart, do it. You're going to enjoy it. It can be very profitable as well. It's very fulfilling.
Yeah. Let's see. If you had to, pick one thing that you don't like about it, let's be transparent. What would that be?
Pretty much in the location that we're currently in, which is the Harlingen Bazaar. A lot of there are certain customers that come in and say, "Oh, well, this is a flea market." It's not anything close to being a flea market. We take a lot of pride in our products. A lot of us do a lot of creations, and a lot of our merchandise is new. And it's not a flea market.
Yeah.
Have
you been there the whole time? Since
I have been there a year. No.
Okay.
I've been in different locations. I've been here a year and a half.
Okay. But do you enjoy it though? I mean, is it just kind of educating people that this is not,
Yes.
you're not going to come in here and lowball us on our prices. Our prices
Right.
are our prices.
Right.
And because I went in there and I can't wait to go back because I only got to see a few things, but you helped me and you were wonderful. But you were actually helping. It was someone else's booth, but you stepped in and helped me out.
Yes.
Great customer service. You guys need to check them out. The Harlingen Bazaar. And the hours again, what are the hours?
They're Thursday through Saturday from 10 to 7. And on Sundays it's 12 to 5. And we also have sundowns, art night, and we remain open till 10.
Yeah, and these are specialty items. It is not like a traditional bazaar. It is. These are handcrafted. These are artisan. So come and see the beautiful work that they make.
Yes, we do have a lot of talented people there. If I can add something. I currently had 4 booths, and I'm incorporating now a 5th booth, which I'm going to add a little mini tea room.
Oh, I love
completely.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm always looking for one. That's so cool that you're going to put one in there.
Yeah.
So because we are doing a tour of Texas and we're in Harlingen, And so we want to hear from you, Harlingen, what kind of, issues are you facing? What's positive? What are some negatives? What can you tell us about living here? How long have you lived here in Harlingen?
I don't live in Harlingen.
Oh, okay.
I actually live in Brownsville. I
Okay.
commute every day.
How far is that commute?
It's like 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
From the location that I live at, it depends sometimes because I live close to SpaceX.
Really?
Yes.
How's that?
It's awesome, especially
Yeah?
when
Yeah, when the things take
oh
off?
yeah, when they go
The
up
rockets?
and then you can see them coming down,
Okay.
It's really exciting. It's something totally new that we have here in the valley. I mean, I know that he came in 6-7 years ago. But if you ever get the chance to drive out there, it's a different world altogether. I think that is one of the best opportunities that we've received here in Brownsville. I know that a lot of people feel, because of the environment.
But you haven't had any negatives. You see it as a
No,
positive.
actually, I have not. I live 16 miles from it. And whenever the space shuttle goes up and it comes down, a lot of people say that their windows rattle. I have heard windows rattle, but it's never woken me up. And a lot of people say, well, they hear it all the way in other areas. I'm sure it has something to do with maybe where after it launches and comes back down, maybe the area that it lands at.
Yeah,
But
fascinating.
basically, in my home area, I
Yeah.
haven't had any issues.
I'm sure it's brought jobs and things like that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
As a small business owner, how do you feel in South Texas? Do you feel that you guys are supported?
Yes, we are. I have had opportunities where individuals that are not from this area that have come to work, like at SpaceX, and then the oil field that they're building. A lot of them, they come out here, and they don't try to, they're pretty good. They're pretty good about the prices. They don't try to say, oh no, let me go down a bit. No, they're really really good. So we appreciate them.
Yes.
But that's another good thing. That I'm not sure who controls the oil or who's the one that owns that. But hey, we appreciate it.
Yeah. So nice to meet you, and
Very
so
nice meeting
so
you, too.
glad to hear your story. And yes, so please support small business. It's so important. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Gabby, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm the owner of Little Anime Shop here inside the Harlingen Bazaar. We've been open since 2024 and been in the Harlingen Bazaar since February 2025.
The little anime shop. What do you have? What kind of items do you have there?
Like its namesake, we sell anime merch such as figures, plushies, keychains, acrylic displays, and buttons.
Okay.
And
Why anime?
I've always loved anime.
You've always loved anime.
Ever since I was little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about anime is it that you love? I'm nosy.
Yeah.
I'm really nosy. Yeah. Yes, I am.
Just, I don't, sorry.
No. Go for it. What about anime is it that you love? What is it about anime? I know you liked it as a little girl growing up. Do you feel like you transcend when you're listening to it, watching it, or do you feel like you can relate to it?
I just love.
You just love anime.
I just love anime.
Okay. What's your favorite anime?
Of all time, I think my favorite anime would be Fullmetal Alchemist.
Never heard of it.
No. It's a show that came out in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And so I grew up with that one.
Okay.
And it's just one of my all-time favorites,
Okay.
as well as like Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, and
Okay.
like.
I'm not an anime fan. All I know is Sailor Moon. Is that anime?
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of the classic
I know.
ones.
It's one of the classic ones.
Yes.
What was it in Spanish?
Yes.
Okay, what was the name of it? ¿Qué era?
I don't remember.
Does anybody remember the anime, the Sailor Moon anime? Yeah. Does anybody remember? Okay. Bueno, Sailor Moon, they had a Spanish program and it was in Spanish. And I forget the name of it. Pero Sailor Moon is all I can it's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only introduction to anime. Pero what can we expect? And I mean, you like anime, but are you like really good at knowing anime? Like if I walk in and I'm trying to, like I'm taking my kid, right?
Yes.
And he's interested, right? I have no idea what I'm talking about. If I take him to you, would you be able to tell him this is it, this is that? Or like, would you be able to recommend me as a mom, like this is not the anime he should be watching?
Yes, I can help you definitely recommend animes he should be watching.
That should be watched. Perfect.
Yes.
So you would be able to know enough about anime and know what you can recommend to a child who wants to be interested
Yes.
and who's like maybe collecting and what items they want to be able to possibly collect and so on and so forth.
Yes, because I'm trying to cater to everybody, not just
Okay.
like adults or whatever. I'm trying to cater to everybody from little kids all the way to the older people as well.
Perfect. So what inspired you to, really quick, last question, what inspired you to be a shop owner?
Well, my shop, I first started as a collector, as
Okay.
and
we all
then
do.
and well, gradually I had too much. So eventually I was like, well, I have to rehome some of this stuff. And in the midst of all that, I found out I love helping people
Yeah.
expand their collection.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it grew from there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Gabby, thank you so much. So she's in the Harlingen Bazaar. If you guys want to visit her, the little anime shop. Gracias, Gabby.
I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Okay, well, first of all, my name is Caroline, and I am the owner of River of Life Bibles and Gifts. I actually, my name says it all. We do sell Bibles, we sell journaling kits, accessories that go with the Bibles. So that's what basically our store is about.
Journaling kids?
Yes, we have journaling kits that my daughter and we put together. It consists of a journal along with a devotional in it, as well as some highlighters or pins and stuff like that go in it.
How do you use the journal, like as with the Bible? How does it work?
Well, actually, it's more like doing your journaling with God, your walk with God, as how when you begin, kind of you put in your prayer thoughts, what you're requesting, what you're needing from God. So basically, your unanswered prayers will go on there, and just your talks with Him.
Okay. Because that's the first time I ever hear that.
Really?
It really is. So as somebody like me who doesn't know like a lot of this, is it like prayer that I'm putting into journaling, or is it? Can you really like to honestly tell me like what does your journal look like? Like
My
if
journal?
If I wanted to start
if you were to
with
look at
what
my
would-
journal, actually, our journaling kits, the ones that we do put together, which is our deluxe bundle, that one actually has a journaling guide. It gives you a step-by-step.
So it
of what
has
to put in
questions.
there. It has, kind of like more or less what you can put in your journal.
Okay.
But like on mine personally, it's usually my prayers.
Yeah.
When I'm asking prayer requests for certain people. If I'm praying for a certain item or just for some blessing.
Okay.
Or some sign of the Lord, then that's where it'll be.
Okay. How long have you been a shop owner there?
I've actually been an owner for about 7 months.
Okay. How do you like it?
I like it.
Or have you always been an entrepreneur, or is this the first time you do a shop?
This is the actual first time that I've
Yeah.
actually held on to
Good.
something,
Good.
and we're enjoying it.
You're
I
enjoying
love
it.
I love it.
What are the benefits as an entrepreneur? What are the benefits of owning a shop?
You're your own boss. And of course, with prayer and talking to God, that kind of motivates us every day to kind of like move forward in which
Yeah.
way He wants us to go. So I feel that what I'm doing, I feel His presence, and I know that He's guiding me in the direction that He wants me to be.
Perfect. What made you start then?
I had a dream.
You had a dream.
I had a dream. I always dreamt, and of course, we prayed upon it. We fasted upon it,
Okay.
and we did ask God, if this is something that He wanted us to do, then for Him to open the doors, and sure enough, husband said, babe, I support you 100%. There's money, use it,
Go for it.
open your shop.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going back to the journaling thing because
Go for it.
I've never.
I should have brought one
I've
over here so
never
you could've
done
seen
it.
it.
I've never done it. I think I'm gonna go buy one from you. So, as a journalist and those who are interested and want to do it, what would you say is a prompt or what kind of question, just to start it off? What kind of question should you answer? Just one.
Like to put in your journal
Yeah.
is like when you're asking for healing. When you're going through something so difficult, when you're going through a sickness, and you want to have that intimate relationship with God, that's your personal space right there.
Okay.
You ask your questions on there. You're asking God, for Him to reveal yourself to you, and show you what is it that you need to do so that you can get over this situation you're going through.
Okay. So I'm on a road trip, right? And I'm kind of scared of the outcome, or I'm scared of what can happen, right? In my journal, I would put something like, okay, I'm really afraid of what can happen. Do I ask my questions and then try to answer them myself?
No, He will reveal Himself to you.
Oh.
And as we know, we don't physically see God, but He's working.
Yeah.
He's working in our lives, in visions and dreams, in people that are around you.
Okay.
You will see that revelation.
Okay.
You will.
Okay. Well, thank you for being insightful.
No, well, thank you
for
so
all the questions I
much.
had. I
No,
held
no,
on tight to that
definitely.
one because that's the first time I've heard of it like
Yes,
that.
and those journaling kits, I have like 10 already at home.
Okay.
And to me, that's very intimate. To me, it's like, those are my moments with Him.
Yeah.
Those are, and just when I want to talk to Him, just for any little thing, whether it be prayer or just something that I want to, tell Him or thank Him for,
Yeah.
it's there.
Oh, perfect. Bueno, muchas gracias. Thank you for coming on the podcast
thank
and
you
talking
so
to me.
much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hola, and as we continue the series here on the Road Trip, the Latina Leadership Podcast, next to me I have another shop owner, Gracie. Tell me. Well, I already introduced you as Gracie. I was going to say, what do you do?
Right now, me and my daughter, we have 3 shops. We started with one, Dazzling Babes. Then we started the chocolate. We sell chocolate sweets, and then the salsas. I make homemade salsas every day.
Like cooked salsas? Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Habanero, any kind of salsas that you want for your food, like cilantro, yeah.
Pero pican. Like
Some
the hot.
like the jalapeno, the guacamole ones. One pica, one doesn't pica. Then I have this really spicy. Then mild,
Okay.
like breakfast. I have all those salsas.
Okay.
Yes, I make them.
You have 3 shops, okay? Which means you were very much okay with having 1, then 2, then 3.
Yes.
How long have you been a shop owner?
The reason we started this, I almost got killed by a drunk driver, me and my husband, 2 years ago.
Oh,
So my daughter, I was going into depression.
okay.
So my daughter left her teaching degree to open a business with me. So that's why we chose the Harlingen Bazaar, and we've been there. We got a year in January,
Okay.
so we've been there. So from January to now, we opened 2 more.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
So it was the situation which happened that made you want to, you know what, I'm going to go for this. I'm
My
gonna do
daughter
this.
left her teaching degree, everything, and she's like, Mom, let's go do something. I don't want you home
Okay.
being depressed.
Okay.
So that's why
Okay.
we opened this.
How long have you had it?
The business, it's January, we got 1 year. So we're a year and a couple of months.
Okay. So you heard me having a conversation with somebody earlier. I'm quite nosy. I'm really nosy. When was this accident?
It was in October 1st, 2023.
2023. So
Yes.
it's quite fresh.
Yes.
Okay. I myself have suffered from depression. I still continue to suffer from depression. I've had agoraphobia my entire life. Actually, me doing this tour and driving my van, I didn't drive for over a decade because I just had really lots and lots of anxiety behind the wheel. My husband couldn't get on the freeway because I would freak out and everything would just get way too emotional for me. As you're going through this process, and it's quite fresh, right? People think 3 years ago. No, it's only been 3 years.
It's going on 3 years now.
It's only been 3 years, and it feels like it was 3 weeks, 3 months ago. I wake up still with the sweats. I wake up still with the anxiety, with my hands shaking, that I can't get the feeling off, right? So you turned something that was quite painful for you into something that, okay, I need to start something. I need to start somewhere. What was it that kind of like triggered you to be like, I need to start? Well, I know your daughter, right? But you had to have agreed.
Yeah.
What was it that said, okay, I really need to?
My family, my kids. I have my husband. My kids have never left me on my own, and especially my daughter. And she's there, and I told her right now to come, but she was busy.
No worries.
But It's my kids. If I need to be there for them, they're grown and everything, but I still need to. They need me as much as I need them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so, and Monday I had to live through everything again because I had to go to court.
Where again?
Yeah, for him, and
Okay.
yesterday was the final, and they gave him prison time, but the one that almost killed me. So
Was it you
it's
said
a
drunk driver,
closure.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was like a closure. So I'm trying to move on. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
So being here at the bazaar helps me. Everybody's like family, all the girls, everybody.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard that y'all take care of each other. It's a really great community that y'all
Yes.
done.
And I
It's a
live
really-
2 hours away from here. Yes. And I come every day.
Because it matters.
Yes.
Because this is this kind of thing that makes a difference.
Yes.
You can tell you guys are a really close community.
Yes.
Y'all are passionate about the things you do and the things that y'all talk about and the reasons y'all do what y'all do. And I for me, somebody as an outsider coming in and you guys willing to talk to me makes all the difference for me.
Yes.
It makes me feel like I'm.
Well, it's nice to
You know?
hear that somebody wants to hear, because everybody's like they said earlier, they think it's like a flea market, and
Yeah.
it's hard to sometimes get people to go in, but everybody has their own little stories.
Yeah.
In the bazaar.
Yeah.
And everybody's a family there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, although every story matters collectively, it makes an impact.
yes.
And stories just like yours are definitely going to impact the listeners, the viewers, and
Yes.
everybody else, and what motivation can do for you mentally, and health-wise, and so on, and how it can really transpire a difference in the world that you want to make within yourself.
Yes.
Because once you start changing, the world around you starts to change.
Yes.
And you start becoming a positive, like not a positive person, but a positive impact.
Yes. To get out of the shell that I was put into that I don't want to be in there. Yes.
That you were forced into.
Yes.
Because of somebody else's actions.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yes.
No, bueno, thank you. Thank you
Thank
for having a
you.
conversation with me. I greatly
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Gracias.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and I hope that people come and shop. The shop's here at the bazaar.
My name is Leslie, and I am the owner of Herencia Perfumeria. So not only are we a perfume store with the Arabic perfume, so at a lower price, but we also have jewelry. And the good thing about us is that we don't only sell to you, we also want you to grow and start your own business. So we also offer our bulk prices for you in perfumes or jewelry, because hey, at the end of the day, the goal is we all want to have our business, we all want to grow and do something on our own.
Arabic perfumes.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a difference with Arabic perfumes. I live for smells. I live for the ambiance. What creates
memories.
my mood is a smell.
Yeah.
If I smell it and I love it, it'll get me into. I don't even care if I'm like hangry. I'll get to in a better mood. I really will. Why did you start selling them?
Well, it's because, I'm 19. I
Okay.
started doing
you're
the,
young.
yeah.
Oh.
I started the business stuff, I guess my senior year of high school. I started with the reselling, and I was like, okay, this is making me good money. I am making almost the same to more than what my teachers are making. And I was like, hey, I did work. I worked for a year as a waitress, but I'm like, I'm stressing over in a job where they're telling me what to do, where a business that makes me more money, I'm in charge, less stress. Like what? Like why am I over there when I can be over here?
Yeah.
Over here.
Oh my God.
So
You
that's how it all
found
started.
You found it. You found the things that you were passionate about. You knew you wanted to be a shop owner. You had the product. You knew it was going to go good. How did you start? Where did you smell it on somebody, or
Well,
did you see it?
the Arabic perfumes, they're most common are the Latop, so the Yara and the Saad, all of those. So you see them on TikTok.
Yeah.
Once you see it on the TikTok, you already know, okay, everybody likes it. It must smell nice, right?
yeah.
So that's how I got it. Okay, I bought one, and I'm like, okay, this does smell nice. And I found the wholesaler of all the perfumes, and I was like the company, and I got in contact. We started selling it, and we're like, okay, like this is good. This is working out. And now we're doing it with the jewelry, and well, we see that it works out for us. So what's the next best thing? Let's help others find the same solution, help them out, guide them, and well, that's what we're doing.
No, okay. So, Because jewelry, is it like gold, silver, or
I'm wearing all.
what are we looking at?
So
Oh, shit.
it's like gold plated. So
Yeah,
it's this
yeah.
one. I have this
What do they
bracelet.
call it? Plateadas? Plated-
Oro laminado.
Laminado. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So
okay.
I have this one.
These are
Doesn't
really pretty
tarnish
designs.
at all. So
These
I've had
are
this one for over a
beautiful
year,
designs.
and I shower with it. Never take it off.
Are these all the same?
Not these. These are real. But
Okay.
this one.
Angelica was like, so do you carry that one in the
This one I have similar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I say gold is the best thing. Right next to it would be gold plated because it doesn't tarnish at all. I have a necklace as well.
Uh-huh.
Gone out multiple times. Pool, island.
Yeah.
Doesn't tarnish at all. I don't have earrings right now, but I carry earrings as well.
I heard you say island, South Padre Island.
South Padre
So we live
Island.
right on salt water, so that makes the biggest
Yeah.
difference. Salt water tarnishes things quite fast. Yes. I love. Okay, so leading back, because I'm looking at your stuff and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay, bueno, when you talk about your business and you're a shop owner and now you're doing this, was entrepreneurship a path in your family, or did you just like land into it?
Yeah, it's in my family.
It's-
My
I
dad
knew
is
it.
also a business owner, so
I knew it. It's
yeah.
easy. It's easy to become a shop owner porque se te quita el miedo.
Yeah.
And they always, parents and people who are shop owners or business owners or entrepreneurs can always help you guide you like mentally into that space. Like, yeah, of course you're going to have a downtime. Yeah. Did you think it was all going to be uphill?
Oh, no.
Like that's one in few. That's one in few.
No, okay. One of the things that I say, like, this is by law. I am so happy when I fell. Like, I can say that because how many people can say, like, oh, I tried and I failed. Like, no, people don't even try. They give up. I've tried more. I've failed more times than you even try.
Yeah.
Like, come,
Yeah.
like, get to my level there.
I love it. Yes, we have, yes, you're right. It's easy. I say this, I'm not afraid of being poor because I was already there. What's going to happen? I'll be poor again?
No, technically, that's what I said. Like, I have no money. Sorry. Like, go ahead, kidnap me, lo que sea. At the end of the day, the one that makes the money is my business.
Your business. Go
Yeah,
kidnap
so-
them over there.
Yeah.
Go kidnap the perfume. See, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What's the name of your business?
Herencia.
Herencia.
The
Okay.
meaning, herencia.
Okay.
It's growth. I don't know. I have something for myself. I want to give everybody else and have that like a plant, a little seed, grow it and keep it coming.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so the address. We've talked about just give us an address.
Right now, I'm located inside the Harlingen Bazaar. Just started, but hopefully soon I will have my own location here in here in Harlingen.
Okay,
Yes.
like in the downtown area.
Yes.
Perfect. Muchas gracias. Thank you for talking to me.
No, thank you guys for coming over here and showing our side.
Yeah.
That doesn't get much recognition. It's a little bit quiet. We need this.
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
No, I'm here. I'm here for it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We have to give a shout out to this lady. I'm going to let her introduce herself. But we had the van set up and we were overheating. This Texas heat is no joke. And I came in and I talked to her staff and they said, well, let's, go talk to her, see if she would let us set up. And she did. It's a beautiful tea and coffee shop.
Thank you.
And I'm going to let her tell you all about it. But, she welcomed us. We did our interviews and we are going to end with her. So tell us about yourself.
Thank you. My name is Eliza. I own the Girl of All Trades Tea and Coffee House. I own it with me and it's like a family business. Me and my dad are the main ones, but everybody contributes. My mom comes in, decorates. All the decorations you see
It's
seasonally,
beautiful.
it's always her. My sisters do the marketing. My other sister is also a barista here too. So definitely a family business.
Yeah.
Everyone contributes in their own way,
Yeah.
specialties.
Is this your first
Yes.
business venture?
This is my first business venture. My dad is a lot more experienced. He had a Subway when he was my age.
Oh, okay.
So
That's big time.
I know. It's cute because Subway was also my first job.
Job,
So it was like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, my dad works in Harlingen. So we're from
Okay.
Edinburgh. We don't live
Okay.
here.
Okay.
It's like a 45-minute drive for us.
Yeah, we're going to be there tomorrow.
Really?
Shout out.
Well,
Yep.
If you want any recommendations for coffee, I got a
Yes,
good amount.
yes,
Yeah, I
please.
love coffee. But yeah, this is my first business.
I love the downtown area.
It's
Do you
beautiful.
like it?
Yes, I think Harlingen has its own unique, I want to say vibe. It's very antique driven. It's very, I think it's a lot more calmer. the people are a lot more nicer. There's more of tranquility down here, I think, compared to Edinburgh. And there's like a more, I think, rural aesthetic down here. I don't know, I like it a lot. I love the people, especially like downtown. It's all vintage shops, it's secondhand thrifting, and it just, we fit in perfectly. And then everyone around us fits in perfectly. So if you like come down on a weekend and stuff, you're going to have a very nice evening. It's very hard to.
Yeah, and we've just seen people, like, you get families, you get people that are kind of just, we are from Houston, and we are always looking. I wish you were in Houston, because we would come here all the time.
I think I've only been to Houston like once or twice, but I want to go back.
Yeah,
really
but we would be there all the time. It's just a really cool spot.
Thank
what
you.
as you know, a year, congratulations, that's amazing.
Thank you.
What would you say is like the hardest thing you've had to deal with being an entrepreneur?
I think it's just wanting to be better and not letting that bring you down. Like, I want to be better at serving coffee. I want to know more. I've never been a barista before, so my workers are the experts. So they're the ones training me, teaching me, and just trying to be a good leader for them, be a good manager, be a good support for them, create a good environment where they want to come to work and they feel like I protect them and I advocate for them, but also creating a space for people that want to come all the time. They want to be here, they want to support us, and they want to be more, like, shop more local and give back to. I want to give back the way people give back to me.
Yes,
so
shop local. It's so important.
Yeah, it's just hard, like, balancing it all.
Yeah, you don't need Starbucks, you need GOAT.
Yeah.
Who makes the sweets in the?
I have a not barista. Well, she is a barista, but she is a baker now because she has another job. But she's so generous to give her time to us and continue baking. Her name's Lonnie.
They look delicious.
Really good. We also have another baker, Estella, but she's pregnant right now, so she's kind of taking a break. But I would say all my girls are so gifted in baking and like creating. So it's a little bit. Whatever you'll buy here, it's like you never know who made it, because the girls love baking stuff all the time.
Do you ever have events?
Yes, we do. So market days, sundowns, and art nights, big events here in Harlingen. We're open the whole time. So we do. We bring in vendors. We bring in the thrift people in here. So we have like 3 to 4 vendors come in.
Yeah, you have a good space.
Yes, and we used to do like DJs and what are they called? We're trying to plan like a poetry slam night. I have a couple of those like lining up for us. So we're slowly trying to build like community here and make it a space where people can come to me and be like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, because I would like the idea of people know that this space is for them.
I love that. Yeah,
you know, I want to be more open and
like your spot. It's my spot.
If you want to do like a slam poetry, come in. If you want to sing a song, come in. If you want to have your books or have your merchandise here, that's an option.
Have your podcast.
Have your podcast too. Yeah, I just love the idea of people, or especially like young creatives, like young entrepreneurs, having a space where they can put their stuff out and feel like they have support.
Well, I love it. You guys, come corner of First
Jackson and First
and Jackson.
Street.
Yeah,
Yes, West Jackson.
Downtown Harlingen. It's amazing, and thank you again.
No, thank you. You guys are so cute, so beautiful. I love it.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump in here really quick, and I took over the mic.
Yeah, no.
And I've been doing it into the mics. I know Monica's hot, and I kind of just forced her. I'm like, Monica, get in there. So okay, Eliza, you said this is your second business, and you're here.
This is my first.
This is your first. Your dad's second, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
To take on a space like this on a main road is hard, and it's difficult. And she mentioned a little bit what's the difficult part about doing this, right? In true honesty, what would you say and what would you recommend to people just like you, young girls just like you, who also want to start or who see you and aspire to be a business owner too? What would you like to tell them?
I would say don't second guess it. Like, don't leave anything for the next day. If you want to do it. Start off small, ask around you. People always want to give advice. People always want to talk, network, and always give out. Like, give as much as you can, because I think God works in beautiful ways, and what you give out is going to come back to you. But not only that, you never know who you're going to affect and touch. And then you never know how things align, and perfectly, like, slowly but surely, you'll build your business, you'll build your clientele, you'll build friends that want to help you, that want to come and support you. So I think it's just not being afraid. Like, who cares? If you fail at the end of the day, it's not a failure, it's just a lesson, and you can grow.
I love that mindset. Like, you're not the only one that said that today, and I love the entrepreneur mindset where it's like, if it doesn't work out, then what?
Yeah.
It didn't work out. it didn't work out when you didn't do it, so
There
it
you
didn't work
go.
out now. So what does it matter?
There you go,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter. Okay, so you have advice for them, but in addition to that, your dad is an entrepreneur.
Yes,
You're an
very much
entrepreneur.
so.
For the parents of those, if you could tell something to the parents of those who want to support their youngs being an entrepreneur, what would you say to the parents and how to encourage them?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I'm really lucky that I have the best parents in the world. My mom and dad, anything I do, I'm the crazy kid. Like, they support it 100%. I've done it all. So.
Are you the youngest?
No, I'm the middle child.
That's
you would
why.
think, you would think.
Yeah.
But even when I fail here at the coffee shop, if I don't make a deadline, or if I don't do something right, my dad and my mom are so forgiving and they're so encouraging. And not that I don't do no wrong in their eyes, but they don't see it as a wrong. They see it as like, okay, we'll get up, we'll do it again, try something else. And they're literally like my angels on earth. Like, everything I do, they flip it on me. It's not failure anymore. It's like another opportunity. It's something
another
different.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I would say the parents, just encourage them and be delusional with them. Know that it's for real. Like, it's gonna work out.
I like that. That's
be
perfect.
delusional. Be so accepting, because I think I'm really fortunate that I can chase my dreams. I don't have to worry. My parents, I still live at home. You know, like, my parents are my support in every way possible.
Yeah.
So I can chase my dreams, and then I get to bring them along with me. So
Nice.
I think if they look at it that mindset, it's like a conjoined thing.
Yeah.
That,
It's a partnership.
it's a family.
It's a partnership. I mean, if you're going to be delusional, let's all be delusional. This is the way it works.
Yeah, it's gonna
This
work.
is the
It's
way
gonna
life
work.
works. No,
Yeah.
I like that. So, okay, you talked about community because you had like slam nights of poetry and I'm perhaps karaoke. I'm just
We
saying.
had one.
I'm
We
just
had
saying. I'm just saying. I suck at singing, but I love to sing.
Yeah, me too.
But I suck at it.
I'm
Okay,
the worst.
so am I.
I'm the worst.
My editors love to put in when I start singing because it sounds wild.
I just love singing.
I love
I'm
it.
horrible at it, but
Okay.
if there's an audience, I
There's
got
a-
it.
hey, you're the one here. You're
you
the
go.
one being
There
entertained by
you
this.
go.
Okay. You talk about like supporting the community. Why is it important for for entrepreneurs, especially those who have spaces or those who are out here in the community networking? Why is it important to support the community itself?
That's what makes culture. That's what makes society. That what makes how do I explain? Like, it really does make our culture. Whether or not I think the valley down here, it's so beautiful. It's such a rich Hispanic culture. When you live in other places, you can understand it's nowhere like the valley.
Okay.
So I think it's important to allow spaces like this where we infuse our culture, we infuse who we are, like our Mexican roots, wherever your roots are, and allow that to grow. You never know what you're going to get back. And then also very much most of my workers here believe in God. We're Catholic, we're Christian here. So very foundational belief is that you give back no matter what. You don't expect anything in return. So that's just the way we work over here. You know, I want to give back. I want to have people feel safe and feel the love of God here. So that's really
nice.
baseline of why I like
That's
to just,
nice. That's
just
nice.
do
Okay.
it.
If I want to pop in on a weekend, what's the best day to come? And what's your best drink?
I would say Saturdays are really nice.
Okay.
Saturdays, if you want to like chill and talk with your friends.
Nice.
Tuesdays, Mondays, if you want to study. The best, I know,
Yeah.
because it can be kind of like
slower.
hectic on Saturday.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
our best drink, I would say, if you want a coffee, I do a simple cinnamon and honey latte. If
Okay.
you want something different, we have a
Okay.
butterfly lemonade, which is really nice. It's a
Okay.
lemonade with our pea flower tea. We also have really good iced teas.
Uh-huh.
We have really good drinks in general.
You're-
There's so
you're
much I
okay.
can give you.
Okay.
I can just give it out. I can give it
It's
out.
perfect
you
because
know?
I got a drink. I am really picky when it comes to my drinks, and you can tell when I like it or not when it's gone. It's
glad,
gone.
I'm glad.
It's gone, and you can tell. You can just tell when I like something.
Okay.
So thank you so much. And if I was watching this and I wanted to follow your page, where can I find you?
We're on Instagram. We're at Facebook at the Girl of All Trades Tea and Coffee House. We have a big little goat as our icon, so it's really hard to miss us.
Okay.
But yeah, we're on there.
Awesome.
Yes.
And with that, we'll talk to you next time.